Bret Hart goes on to say, I really question the direction that the people that are in charge are taking wrestling. AEW has gone in a bad direction with all the violence and gore. I watched an episode, Dr. Martha Hart doing her big press conference. I'm watching AEW, and Jon Moxley is sticking a fork in somebody's head for 5 minutes with a close-up. This isn't wrestling. I would recommend turning all that off and not watching because it's not very good. Wrestling is going in bad directions because people don't know what wrestling is or was.
So I understand what he's saying, and I get what he's saying, and obviously it's Bret Hart, and he can have any. That's the thing. Like, he can have any opinion on professional wrestling that he wants because he's earned that. Right?
He's earned it.
He has absolutely earned it, and what he believes and what he says is more often than not right. Is sticking a fork in someone's head my type of wrestling? Absolutely not. But it's someone's type of wrestling. And this is coming from Bret, who's saying that. And I'm not downing him at all. But also, this is this, Bret's dad had Abdullah the Butcher come into his territory
all the time.
And so that's some things we got. That was his gimmick. And that's kind of what Mox is transformed into. Do I agree that wrestling needs to bleed every single week? No, not necessarily. But I do believe, there is a market for that. And you can't say that Mox hasn't distinguished himself, like we just talked about, from the tropes, the wrestling tropes that everyone else does to get that built-in pop. At least he has separated himself and made himself this gimmick that is completely different than what anyone else is offering.